The amount of the correct level of quality for your process should be the level of quality that your customers need and expect. Now, notice I said two different words there. There's need. We have to talk about want versus need. And the old Henry Ford quote, which is, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse.
My daughter always needs the newest iPhone.
We say we can ask what they want. She wants the newest iPhone. Then you have to go through and say, yeah, but what do you need? And so we use both of those in there because there are times when, especially if you're a disruptor or you're trying to get ahead, you actually want to give something the customer doesn't want yet, right? Because you're trying to be that disruptor. You're trying to be ahead. Everything Apple developed in the 20th century or 21st century was an example of that. If you had asked me in 1995, how much music would I like to have? You go, it would be nice if I had like 2 or 3 CDs worth of music, right, like available. That'd be cool. If somebody came to me and said, how would you like to have your entire music library for your entire life available on a device the size of this?
In your pocket.
I'd have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the when Steve Jobs actually presented the iPod, or no, it was the iPhone, I think in 2007. He said it's a phone, it's a MP3 player, and something else. It was like a computer. It was like basically 3 things in your pocket, and everybody's just kind of mind blown with that.
And those are disruptors, and so that's why sometimes if you're in that industry, then that's what you're shooting for. But that's why I say, so the quality level is something that you as a company have to decide, understanding your customer and understanding where your industry is going. What's the level of quality that's appropriate? Because just because what your customer says he wants today doesn't mean that shouldn't be what you shoot for. I remember I was working for a company that had a fulfillment of an electronic product. Like, I've bought it, I've paid my money, now please turn on the service. Took 11 days.
Wow.
Which is insane. And so the team came to me and said, we'd like to drop that to 2 days. And I said, shouldn't that be 5 minutes? But I couldn't break them out of that. They were like, whoa, that's just too crazy, man. All right, I ran the project and we got it down to 48 hours. But I kept pushing them. I'm like, okay, but next should be 2 minutes, right? This is crazy. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to make that better. So it really is, your company has to understand your customer, your industry, and know where you're going and say what the right level of quality is. But even if you've reached the right level of quality, I'm continuous improvement guy. Shouldn't you make it a little better? Shouldn't you make it a little faster? Shouldn't you make it a little cheaper? Can we just keep chipping away all the time? And then when you have something big and disruptive, we'll do big and disruptive on it. But all the time in the background, I'm chipping away. Always getting a little better, a little faster, a little cheaper.
Right. I'm going to kind of paraphrase Steve Jobs, and I think the general consensus is he would say, or most people say, give them what they want, and he would, I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but he said, they don't know what they want until I show them.
Exactly.
So essentially, you have your quality of the product blow their mind, and they're going to be a dedicated consumer for your product, or a dedicated partner for your company if you blow past any expectations that they actually had set forth in the first place.
Yep. But now we're going to get into the Kano model, which is something you should look up, Kano. The Kano model talks about how there's different business models. And one of them is that, right? Which is they didn't even know they needed it, and you blow their minds up.
Right.
The other one that you're probably used to thinking of is the bell and whistle one, right? We have these 4 features. Ooh, my competitor has these 5 features. Oh, I better add this 6th feature, right? The better than the Joneses.
Just doing one better, and it's
right?
it's this dumb chase, and I feel like it's a waste of time. Why not blow the competition out of the water?
Well, but here's the thing to think about. The third part of the Kano model is the super efficient part, where it says you should be fulfilling the customer's need, and if you fulfill it anymore, it's of no use. My favorite is accurate billing. Inaccurate billing makes me unhappy. accurate billing makes me happy. Super accurate billing doesn't make me any happier. So wasting time on super accurate billing doesn't really help. So that's why we say those are 3 different models of running your business.
Solving
first
problems
one-
that don't exist.
Right. Why would you do that? That's expensive.
Right.
So the first one is the must-have, and that's an industry I unfairly pick on the screw industry, right? But that's making screws. What's important about making screws is making them exactly good enough and no better.
Mhm.
And so that business is all about efficiency. It's all about delivering exactly what the customer wants and nothing more and no waste. The next one is the like to be, right? The nice to haves. That's the bell and whistle. I'm ahead of the next guy. Oh, well, the next guy's ahead of me. Now I'm ahead of the next guy, right? That takes some money and some development to add a little bit of value. And then the last one is the Steve Jobs one, which is like they didn't even know they needed it, but now they need it. It's insane.
We can't operate without our phones now.
Can't live without it.
Yeah.
All of those business models are perfectly viable, but they're totally focused on different things. Their profit margins are different. Like the screw manufacturer, the profit margins are very small, but it's all about volume, right? So that's 5 to 7% land. The next one is your 10 to 20%, right? If you can get the new next thing and stay ahead of it, awesome, you'll make more money. But if you can come up with Steve Jobs, oh my gods, you'll make 40%, 50% margins, but not everyone can do that. So what's important is making sure you understand that how you manage the bottom line is different than the middle line, is different than the upper line.